I didn't think I'd be saying it this soon, but the Supra is back. The tires are definitely cold. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. So guys, like I said in that little intro there, the Supra is back. Well, not permanently. If you guys have been following the story of the Supra, you guys will know I bought this car as a rebuilt title in the state of New Jersey, and I'm trying to get it registered and get a rebuilt title for the state of New York. It's not as simple as you think. You don't just transfer, you have to go through the entire process again. So I did have a temp tag on this car, which had since expired, so I wasn't able to drive it anymore, at least not legally. Again, if you guys have been following along, you'll know that I submitted an application to get this car inspected, safety inspected, in order to get it approved to get a rebuilt title. That's basically where they look at everything, make sure the car is safe, check your airbags, things like that. So in order for me to do that, I had to submit a whole bunch of documentation and then some other things. So they told me I had to do that in order to get a permit to drive the car on the date of the inspection, actual safety inspection. So two things. One, they accepted my application, but then not only that, guys, I got that permit, and that permit, I thought it was just gonna be for one day. Apparently it's for more than that. Side note, I'm starting to really hate filming inside the Supra because legit, the camera always looks so dark because there's like no visibility in there. Anyways, the point is, guys, we have a permit that makes it legal to drive this Supra. Again, guys, it is insured. I paid the taxes. I did everything the right way. We have it for like another 2 weeks or so. So this is not permanent. We still have to get this car safety inspected. And then at that point, we can get the car registered, get a full title, and we'll actually be like legit good. But in the meantime, we can enjoy the Supra again on the roads. Now, I really did miss driving this car, guys. This thing is so much fun. But now what we have to focus on, guys, since we have an appointment date for our safety inspection, is getting this thing up to spec, up to code. Now, for the most part, I'm not worried about it because everything is pretty much done. There's a few little things that we have to, you know, kind of just fix beforehand. Now, I'm probably overthinking it and I'm probably being paranoid and they're probably not even gonna care about these things, but I'd rather not risk it. Now, some of those things that I might be overthinking, but I wanna make sure are all good, is things like this mirror right over here because it is cracked. So I don't know if they're gonna ding me on that because that is a safety thing. They're gonna say it impairs my vision while driving this car. That's possible. So I actually went ahead and ordered a new piece of glass. Something else we have to fix is actually a message I literally got while filming this video. Now, you're probably not gonna see it right now, and I think I have an idea why it's coming up. But unfortunately, guys, the car right now is saying that it has low coolant. Now, look, you probably can't tell because it is really sunny right now and I'm wearing a t-shirt, but it got much colder since I was driving this car before. Before it was maybe like 75 degrees or so. Now it's down to like 55 or 60. So obviously with the lower temperature, the coolant's gonna it's gonna shrink. I don't know what the right word is. And then when the car starts driving, the coolant's gonna expand. Hence why you have these expansion tanks. That's supposed to compensate for that. So while driving the car, the message did go away. So I'm guessing it's a little low on coolant. Now, if you're wondering why I'm so concerned about that, it's because, again, guys, if I go to the safety inspection and it's giving me messages about low coolant, I don't know if they would, but they could say that the car is unsafe for that reason. So I don't know, I'm not gonna take the chance though. So that should hopefully be a simple fix unless there's a bigger problem, which I don't know about. Something else, guys, we need to resolve before the safety inspection is another message we get when we drive this car. So if I turn it on, you guys should hopefully see this thing wants to. This thing is so annoying. Oh my God. There it is right over there, guys. Not sure if you can see it because of the sun, but essentially I'm getting these warnings about chassis and limited assistance controls. Again, not sure how well you can see it. Maybe that's a little better. But I'm getting all these messages because currently the car does not have the front radar adapter, controller, whatever you want to call it. Now, the last thing we have to fix is another thing that was caused by me. It is the leaking exhaust. So we're gonna stop wasting time talking. We're gonna go back home and we're gonna get started on all this stuff, or at least what we can for now. All right, so we are back, and I'm thinking, guys, the first thing I'm gonna do is try to fix this exhaust leak. All right, so hopefully you guys will be able to see this, but basically right over here where the exhaust meets the downpipe, it's not fully in. You guys can probably see that. This clamp is also broken, by the way. It was so rusted it snapped. You guys would have seen that in my other videos. And another issue we have is this nut, which would have held on the exhaust from here, is also missing. But for now, I'm going to set you guys down maybe like right here, and then I'm going to take a hammer and try to basically hammer this exhaust in. All right, guys, another update. It's been a bit, and I got some, can you see that? WD-40. This is a weird way to film, by the way. But check this out, guys, look. So we have made some progress. It's actually almost in there. Lubing it up with WD-40 definitely helped a lot. I'm gonna put you guys back over there. So, lubed it up, basically, and then, ow! This is miserable. And then, I hit it with the hammer. I'm losing my hearing here, guys. But check this out. So I think we should be good. You guys can see there's no more gaps. So these two are now fully connected. Obviously we need to get a way to get this clamp to fully tighten down. Then we also need a nut to hold this in place. So obviously that way it can kind of dampen up the vibrations, but that's definitely an improvement though. This is not fun. All right, guys, so what I'm thinking right now, for that clamp that's broken, if you guys didn't know, by the way, the hardware that broke, I'll show you guys just how rusted it was. Just in case you haven't been following the series, this was it. Can you guys see how rusted that was? So yeah, this whole thing snapped. So I'm thinking maybe I can just go and get new hardware, put it on the clamp, reuse the clamp, but I think the hardware might be like baked into the clamp, so I don't think we can replace it. We might have to just replace the clamp entirely, which at that point, probably gonna have to take it to an exhaust shop to do. But the good thing is, I feel like it's in enough at that point to at least not cause a serious exhaust leak and to raise any suspicion in the safety inspection. The next issue we have to deal with is the missing nut on right over there, because this whole exhaust is basically gonna shake like that. So we do not want that. So we need to get a nut to replace that one. Now, I'm thinking the ones over here should be the same size. At least I hope they are. So I'm gonna take one out, test it out, and if it is the same size, that way I can at least go to like Home Depot or something and just get a random nut over there and replace it. By the way, for those wondering, this is a 13 mil. It's best to use an extension because they're kind of high up there. Here it is. It's this little simple nut. We're gonna just test this out over there to make sure that they're the same size. Yep, and it does. Exhaust is way more solid now. All right, so that nut is on. Honestly, guys, I'm just gonna be lazy here, and I think I'm just gonna leave that one there. Honestly, I took off one from the back over there, and they each have two on each side, so it still felt solid with one, so I'd rather kind of disperse them a little bit. I will still order more and put the other one back there, but for now, I think this is a better strategy. Let's lower the car. I'm gonna turn it on, and I'm gonna see how much I can really hear this exhaust leak now. Again, guys, the clamp isn't on. Hold on, I needed 2 hands for this. Again, guys, that clamp isn't on, but it's at least now like all the way in, so there's no real gap. Unlike before, so it had a massive exhaust leak before, but I'm hoping now that at least, I don't know, it'll at least be better. So let's grab the key and turn this thing on. Before I trigger anybody, by the way, obviously the wrap, one nice thing about it is I don't really care about putting things on the car, and I don't care about scratching up the wrap because the wrap already sucks, so it doesn't really matter. But anyways, let's hop inside the Supra and let's see if we hear any vibration when I first turn it on. It actually does sound better, but we will order those additional nuts and just tighten everything down, figure out the whole clamp situation. I'm gonna call that a win. Again, it's not fully resolved yet, but it's at least much better than it was before. Something else I wanna resolve is the coolant thing. So I'm hoping it's not too warm that this coolant's gonna go flying up, but let's see. Not sure if you guys can see that in there, but we're definitely low on coolant. So I'm gonna go run and grab some for my brother because we still have some from the 435, and maybe we'll just top this up and hopefully we'll be okay. I'm really hoping it's just like a climate thing and not an actual coolant leak. All right, so we got our coolant, our BMW coolant, even though this is a Supra, and then we have some distilled water. This is just concentrated coolant. It's not the pre-diluted one, so we're gonna have to do a 50-50 mix, and then we'll bleed it via the bleeder screw right over here, and we'll just keep an eye on it. Again, I'm really hoping that it's not something bigger and something worse, but what we have to do is just top it off, see what happens. The message did go away when I started driving the car again, so the coolant was expanding. So I think it was because this morning it was really cold. Maybe that's why it happened, I don't know. But like I said, there's only one way to find out. So that really didn't take too much coolant, so that makes me feel better. Not sure if you guys are gonna be able to see that, but I'm right at the max line. So I think we should be good. I did spill a little bit, but you know, I'm only human. Now we're gonna take a pretty hefty screwdriver here. I'm not sure if you guys are gonna hear, so I'll shut up and see if you can. Did you guys hear anything? I actually don't think it was loud, if there was anything at all. That's all you have to do is just take it off, let the air escape, put it back on, and then tighten it. By the way, these brass bleeder screws are so nice because the original plastic ones are like notorious to break, but these ones are solid. Seeing how little coolant it really needed, it makes me feel better that maybe it was just the climate, and I think we'll be good. So I'm not too worried about that. Oh, actually, before I close the hood, there's one thing I want to do. I've had these pieces for the Supra sitting for so long, and honestly, I didn't know what video to put them in, so I'm just gonna put them in this one. Also, I don't want them sitting in my courtyard any longer, so these go something like that. So you basically kind of line the fender, because right now, it looks really incomplete and it looks really rebuilt, put it that way. But this just makes it look, you know, cleaner. There are things that hold these on, but I have no idea what they are and where to easily find them. So if anybody knows, please drop it down in the comments below. But yeah, they should sit something like this. And then there's some things I think that hold it in here, maybe over here, definitely here. This looks like a fender liner screw, so maybe that's all it is. This needs to go on better, 1 second. That's better. But yeah, so these will sit in something like that. Here's another, I think just a normal fender liner screw. So maybe I'll grab a few fender liner screws. So I have a few of these left over from the F30. I can definitely get more because these ones are they're really nasty. But in the meantime, I just want to use these to hold this thing in and make sure it does not fly away. So that one should be in now. Let's just put a few in this one. Again, guys, this is just merely to hold them in. I know they're not like fully in. I'm kind of doing like everything like halfway in today's video, but you know, at least it's better than nothing. This honestly looks so much better already. The engine bay doesn't look as like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like as salvage maybe. This just looks way better now. Yeah, some of these pieces are a little bent and you know, not in the best condition. This one's actually cracked. I didn't even realize that from the listing when I bought on eBay, but that's okay. We'll try to like maybe heat these up and bend them back. And I'm sure once we properly hold all these in, it'll be better. For now though, I think this will be really good. But for those who know this car really well, you'll realize there's one more piece missing right over here. It's just a normal weather strip piece that you'll find in a lot of F30s and F-chassis BMWs. I actually have that piece as well. So inside the trunk, I actually have a whole bunch of parts, but the one that we want is this one right over here. This one I actually bought brand new because I couldn't find it used. It was only like a couple bucks. I think it was maybe like 20 bucks or so. I don't remember, but this is basically gonna sit right over here, something like that. All right, so quickly off camera, I installed this thing. You guys can see, it just looks so much better. Again, this is just all weather stripping. Does it really matter? Probably not, but this stuff is cheap enough, and I feel like it just makes the engine bay look not as salvaged as it used to. It looks a lot more complete. So I'm happy with it. I can already see you guys commenting, well, you're focusing on those little things, but you haven't even fixed the hood or even the headlight. I know, guys, I'm trying to figure out something for the hood. I was hoping I can just find a used painted one in black, so that way I just kind of eliminate a step of taking it to the body shop. Unfortunately, I can't find any. So at this point, I might just have to buy one brand new, and that's like 900 to 1,000 bucks on the cheap end, and that's without paint. And then paint's gonna be like another 400 bucks. So I'm probably gonna be in like 1,500 bucks for a hood. And I know it's gonna be worth it because this hood makes this car look so bad. Just the hood alone. Like you guys can't even notice some of the little things. Again, this headlight I think is one of the bigger ones, but people don't even notice that right away. A vent like this, these things, and a few other things around the car. People don't notice that. They always notice the hood. So I really want to replace this, but 1,500 bucks is a lot of money to spend right now. Unfortunately, the budget's running a little low. And you know, YouTube isn't the most rewarding sometimes. So I'm trying my best, guys. We will eventually get a hood. But anyways, guys, other than that, I'm just happy that the Supra is back and we can drive it again. I had some ideas for videos that I couldn't do because I couldn't technically drive the car on the road. But now that has changed. We're gonna go back to rebuilding this car and refinishing it. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, there's a few things that I need to do to make sure I'm really confident that it's gonna pass that safety inspection. And then besides that, there's just other things that we wanna do to this car. And then after the safety inspection, maybe we'll start modifying it. As you guys saw, I might already have some stuff in the trunk. But with that said, I'm gonna call it here. I just wanted to update you guys on the good news and keep you posted about the story on the Supra. I know a lot of you guys are interested in it, and I am too. So with that said, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please drop it a like, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And with that said, this video is pretty much done. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.